What up, you guys? I'm back. Empress of Duality back in action. So I just did a Divine Masculine reading for the Twin Flames. And we gotta check in with the Divine Feminines after that, okay? Because, like, holy shit, Divine Masculine. We gotta see what's going on with the Divine Feminines. If you are new, my name is Brooke. Welcome to my channel. I am a twin flame in union. So just saw how the Divine Masculine was doing. Let's check out the Divine Feminine. What is going on with the Divine Feminine? What is the Divine Feminine currently experiencing? What is she going through? Come on, twin flames. Oh, I heard acceptance. Acceptance of the deepest level. Okay. Acceptance of divine timing. Come on, Divine Feminine is coming through. Yes, 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 yes. So let's see. What is the Divine Feminine currently experiencing? What energies are at play? What is she going through? Alright, let's see. What the Divine Feminine, do it. Okay. So let's see, what's going on with the Divine Feminines? I got one of Nicole Peretti's song going through my head right now. It's funny because I just talked about her in Dove in my last video. For those of you that might not know, they are Twin Flame Revolution on YouTube. And I'm hearing one of Nicole's songs and it goes, I accept it when I forget that I'm nothing but love. Nothing else exists, but we forget in every moment because of this human form that we work from. This limited, dismantled body as the vehicle of the soul of perfection. Limited now, but every day we awaken through Christ, conscious love, resurrection, revolution, introspection, contemplating suicide from guilt and shame, self-intimidation. Self-intimidation, self-intimidation, self-intimidation. That's what I'm hearing. Cords try to stick to me, but my light deflects them real fast. I have unconditional love frequency on motherfucking full blast. I have the kind of perseverance from the universe, my future and my past. Infinite possibilities in my solar plexus corrects it. Both of the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine are upgrading their solar plexus, upgrading their willpower, upgrading their sovereignty and not being a slave to the ego's programming, to the ego's cycled ways of being, not being a slave to what you have been taught, but standing in what you have found to be true for yourself. Infinite heart love as my thoughts take truth and amend it. Third eye shine could never blind me from the truth. Check out my tilted crown, got swag upgraded to unlimited reboots. That's what I'm hearing, reboot. Divine Feminine, I can't make this shit up. So what I'm hearing for Divine Feminine This is going to be for some divine feminines that have been on the twin flame journey for a while. There's going to be divine intervention. There's going to be circumstances and situations at which is thrusted upon you where you really don't have much control over manipulating, shifting, or transforming the situation as it is on a 3D level. The only real sovereignty you have over what is going to be happening or what has happened is your internal state of being, how you respond to the challenges, how you show up in the circumstances, you know what I mean? How you hold yourself accountable when the shadow is triggered. How you take responsibility for the choices that you've made that led you to where you are. So I got another message from Spirit, but Brooke is having a hard time articulating this one. I know exactly what they're saying, but it's hard to communicate. Communication, okay. So when it comes to the spiritual journey, let me switch this back for a second so I can channel these messages. So when it comes to the spiritual journey, there are initiation periods where your ego gets the forefront, where your ego gets to command the show. However, meaning there will be periods along your spiritual awakening journey where you get to witness the place within you that the ego creates from. Okay? You get to witness the egoic thoughts, the thought forms, the streams of consciousness that you tap into with your mind. You get to witness how the ego processes emotion. You get to witness the behavior of the ego. And it's almost like for a little bit, you're on this journey of being your higher self and witnessing your human self. And what's funny is because, like, you think of yourself, and then let's think of like your spirit guides, right? And like you're going through life and there's challenges and shit keeps popping off, and there's grief and there's loss and there's separation and there's confusion and there's fuckery and there's all sorts of shit going down in the 3D. And your ego, your shadow, wants to come out and play. And you can think of like yourself, and then you have your spirit guides. Your guides are just watching you on this journey, watching you navigate through the circumstances, watching you and supporting you while you navigate through your shadow. And you will be experiencing that instead of it's challenging to articulate, but it's like you go on this journey of self, of witnessing your shadow, and it's almost like there's two yous inside of you. There is the you that is seeing what's happening from the ego's point of view, and there is the you that is seeing what's happening from the higher self's point of view. So the ego has a cycled way of being, a cycled way of perceiving, a cycled way of processing, a cycled way of behaving, right? That is what is going to be navigating the journey, the ego, the shadow self. While there's also this part of you at the same time simultaneously witnessing the thoughts of higher perspective on what's going down, the sensations and the emotions in the body from a higher perspective, behaving from a higher perspective. But what you're going to see play out is your integrated self. So you'll have the ego saying one thing, you'll have the higher self saying one thing, you'll have the ego viewing it one way, the higher self viewing it one way, right? It's like two. Come on, Mercury retrograde and Gemini. The motherfucking twins are in the house, okay? So, I got excited. Sometimes when I get excited, it kind of fucks up the channel, but we're gonna bring it back. The twins going on inside of you, okay? And when it comes to this divine intervention, when spirit puts these circumstances, these challenges, these obstacles in place, it is meant to trigger your ego or your shadow self. And why it's different this time is because sometimes in the heat of the moment, we can tap into higher self and higher self can begin to navigate, okay? But tapping into higher self is different from integrating higher self, becoming your higher self. So when this divine intervention takes place, you will be witnessing where you have gotten to in your evolutionary journey. So a lot of you have spent a lot of time, changing your thoughts, changing your beliefs, shifting your vibration to a higher vibration, shifting your internal state of being to resonate in higher frequencies. And you're going to get to see just how much you've integrated. That's what they're saying. You're going to get to witness what you have integrated and how far you have evolved. So, very interesting energy. I remember not too long ago, I can't remember what was going on, but I just remember like all of these things kept coming at me. And I had no real masculine energy, meaning the ability to shift the energy right in front of me, to create, to build, to reconstruct, to dismantle and recreate. It wasn't like that. It was this feminine energy, this conscious observer energy, right? It was like I was watching my life as my higher self. And it's like, the best way I can kind of describe it is like, maybe you are like, Spirit, should I call my ex, right? You get all the ego's thoughts about whether you should call your ex, your beliefs about whether you should call your ex, the emotions that come up about calling your ex. Maybe there's some nostalgia that's tempting you to call your ex, right? The behavior, whatever you've done in the past coming up to play on repeat. And then there's like spirit that's like, no girl, like, don't do that. Don't call him. Don't call her. Let it go. You know what I mean? But spirit is powerless almost. They can influence, right? They can observe, they can support. But you have sovereignty over your life. You get to make the choice. And that's kind of how it's playing out. But instead of it being you and spirit, it's you and yourself. You get to witness your integrated state. I hope that made sense. Come on, divine feminine. Very interesting. Very interesting energy. All right, thank you, Spirit, for the beautiful messages. Anything else for divine feminines? So they just reminded me, the first thing that I heard when I tapped into the energy for the feminine, divine feminine, was acceptance of the deepest level. Acceptance of the deepest level. Can you view yourself as you are now in your evolutionary process, within your spiritual journey, your spiritual awakening, how far you've come? Can you witness your integrated self in full acceptance without trying to control or change the circumstances? Interesting. Receptivity. Because sometimes in life there are challenges and obstacles where we can force our way through. We can break shit down and break through, right? Now is not a time to do that. Receptive. Cycles in the reverse. Patience in the reverse. Now's not time to try to break through, but to really observe and witness yourself. Accept yourself. Accept that even in the darkest of things that happen on this planet, there is a higher calling, higher reason for why. Just like in Divine Masculine's video, sometimes it is the things that break our heart that save our soul. So some of you Divine Feminines may be witnessing really inverted energy dynamics. Okay, I don't know. Let's see, self-worth. So they just reminded me, it's like, just like in the Divine Masculine reading, this is where you guys are mirroring, where something traumatic happens. We suffer a loss, right? In some way, we suffer a loss. We feel grief for that loss. It breaks our heart in a way. It fucks our head up in a way, right? But what's funny is there's always a duality to it, where again, it could be something that feels like a breaking heart, grieving a loss, yet it's that pain or the witnessing of those circumstances that inspire us to show up differently, to create change. And that's why right now isn't the time to create, but to observe, to really witness how things are playing out, what people are doing, why people are that way, why humanity is that way, and accepting the way that humanity is, with grace, with surrender, with acceptance, with compassion, and using that as your inspiration to thrive forward and lead differently, inspire others differently. It's funny, it's like the breakdown is what creates the foundation for your service in life and how you influence others, how you lead. That was in the reverse. And now the message makes sense. Again, where you and Divine Masculine are mirroring is the intensity of being in that Divine Feminine energy, which is receptive, which is a lot of feeling, not so much the thinking space, but the emotional body. Witnessing death culture. And still remaining present, not letting it shatter the foundation that you of sovereignty that you've established, not letting the ego influence you, not letting the collective influence you, not letting humanity influence you on what's right or wrong, but accepting it as it is. And creating the new from that place. Destruction. Balancing the scales. And fresh start. The observer on the bottom of the deck. Admired. You know what's crazy is some of the darkest times in humanity have led us to the most incredible breakthroughs for this planet. And you know that. This is your reminder. Because this shit gets grimy when you're looking at death culture. When you observe in the show. When you can feel the manipulation of the leaders on this planet, right? And you can admire those energy dynamics because you know that it is that breakdown that creates the foundation for the breakthrough. Boom. That's what I got, Divine Feminines. I'm talking to some high level light workers, man. For real. It's crazy. It's almost like the sensation in my body is like witnessing chaos, distress, manipulation, but being so concrete in your love and your faith. That there's still a vibration of peace felt in the body. And that is sovereignty. That is neutrality. That is unity consciousness. That is the purpose of the twin flame journey. That no matter what is going on around you, you are free. You are sovereign. Sovereignty is not validated by external circumstances, but by the internal state of being. Okay. I love you, Divine Feminines. I love you, Divine Masculines. I honor you, beautiful fucking twin flames. Man, I'm so thankful for you guys. Alright, good luck. If you need a reading, you can visit the website. I forgot to say this in my last video. Maybe I'll do a video on it so that y'all know. But you can visit the website. We've got personal readings on sale for 40 bucks. Okay, really? Come on. I've got text readings on sale for like 20 bucks, maybe not even, maybe like 16 bucks actually. Okay, hit me up if you need any further assistance. I love you guys. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. Empress of Duality out.